What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. And as we come off on this week, finally with the Canada tapings over, we once again walked into a new regime for Impact or TNA or whatever you want to call it. We're not calling it GFW anymore, so let's get past that. And with a new regime, as in for Don Callis, most people most likely know him as Cyrus, or currently right now on commentary for New Japan Pro Wrestling with Kevin Kelly, and the other one is Scott D'Amore. He's been on Impact multiple times, recently coming back with Jeff Jarrett when they had this whole GFW thing. And yes, he's been around in the early days of TNA also. But as we move on into a new regime, there was a new logo, of course. We did not have a six-sided ring anymore. There's a four-sided ring again, so we are back with a four-sided ring, just a regular ring, and that's six sides, which I'm somewhat okay with. I know people will want the six sides because that's what TNA's identity has been for a very, very long time. Could four sides work again? Maybe, in a way, but I think it can. They've done it before, so a four-side ring is a four-side ring. But as beginning off the show tonight would be Eli Drake's Fact of Life, presented by Chris Adonis. Also, we would have EC3 and Alberto El Patron versus Johnny Impact and Moose. And yes, with a new show after passing from Genesis, there's the one thing I want to address before I get into the show. As we all know, EC3 is not with the company anymore. We know, well, if anybody did not see NXT TakeOver Philadelphia, we know EC3 is there. I know I've been reading interviews, the reason why he left, which they let him go out of his contract early, which he wasn't even done with. And I guess I should have knew writing on the wall once EC3 trademarked his own name, because who would want to see Derek Bateman back in NXT? Like, EC3, he's built it for himself, and that's what people know him by. Because who really remembers Derek Bateman other than being a comedy character for WWE back then? But as he is EC3 again, EC3 now, yes, like I said, he trademarked his name, and they said he just got out of his contract early, and yeah, I don't think he was ever done with his contract. He just wanted to leave early. I guess it was because of direction or whatever. Or as most likely would say is that TNA could not pay the guys that they could before when Dixie was in charge, because Dixie was paying a lot of these guys money. But with the company trying to save money and restructure a lot of things right now in their financial situation, they need to find ways to save. So I guess they could not pay people like EC3 or Bobby Lashley those big money contracts as before. So this is the last tapings, and the big thing which I've heard, which was really surprising to me, and I couldn't really think this guy would ever leave this company, was Jeremy Borash, who's literally been there since day freaking one, and he has been through all this, like the good, the bad. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they wanted to change him off commentary, or they took him off creative, or something in his contract, or pay. I don't know what his position is in WWE. They said Triple H appointed him. So if that is true, I really don't know why JB left. And I'm very, very surprised Jeremy Borash left, because once again, now they got to change the commentary team. So it's kind of sad to say this, but this is the last set of tapings you will hear Jeremy Borash until things change again. So it's just really surprising, and I don't know what happened there. And I know people are really going to think now, and people have really given JB a lot of credit in the whole broken universe, because let's just say he did have something to do with it. Okay, Slammiversary is proof. And I don't know what JB's position will be in the WWE. I don't know if he is just gonna go help Matt Hardy in that broken Woken gimmick, because God knows he needs it right now, because that Woken gimmick ain't doing shit right now. I'll admit that. It's not getting over. I don't know. I am genuinely surprised. Like, JB really left. It really shocks me. And he was like the glue of TNA. He was like almost like the heart and soul of it, if you want to say. And I don't know if anybody could ever take his position and what he did. This is the guy that I believe he has something to do with restructuring the contracts, if I'm correct. But JB has done a lot in that company, like a whole lot in that company. Like, that is literally the glue to that company. So I don't know what's gonna happen. And don't get me wrong, I was shocked when Sting and AJ left in the beginning with it. I always thought AJ was literally the face of TNA in my opinion. And he lost Sting also, but this right here was, JB going. It's just really, it's surprising. It's very, very surprising. I don't know what's gonna happen next. I guess it's to find out and see. But as I speaking to through this show, and I don't know Bobby Lashley's contract right now. So what I heard when I was talking to somebody on Twitter, that episode that played, and by the way, it's the first of the month. I'll say that the episode that played, that is when his contract expired. People have already expected him to go to WWE. People expect him to be in the Royal Rumble last Sunday, but he was not in the Royal Rumble last Sunday. So I think he will go back to Bellator. I do not know where Bobby Lashley will go, but I will speak on this, throughout the show. So, and I've said this in the past when you see these tapings on the show, and we all know a lot of wrestling shows that tape like Ring of Honor and NXT and others, but it's just when you hear these tapings, it's like, who do you expect to go next after these tapings? Because it feels like that. And I've said this before, when you watch the show, it's like, yeah, you're watching the show, but it's like, they're gone, and they're in a different company now because they left. So it's really tough to watch this. And I don't know how many taping schedules they do over in TNA. I don't know if it's like 2-3 months worth of TV. I don't know, but I know it's a lot of changes going on. I know there are some good things and there are some bad. I was never down with Jeff Jarrett's whole GFW thing to begin with, but it looks like things were kind of going somewhere, but I knew you couldn't trust them. But Don Callis, I do have faith in, because he is from New Japan and he does know stuff. It's got the more if he just doesn't follow Jeff Jarrett's booking style. And hopefully the creative team is different on there. But kind of moving on from that subject, here up the show we had Matt Sydal versus Fallah Bahh in a regular match for the Impact Grand Championship. I don't think people are really down with Matt Sydal or even reacting for him that much, to be honest. Like, Sydal's good, but I don't get this whole reborn Matt Sydal. And the match was good. I'm not saying it was bad. Like, it was okay and I enjoyed it, but it's just, I don't know, something about Matt Sydal, something about him that's not getting over, really. It really isn't. But, I don't know, like, I'm not saying the match went as long as it's supposed to. He did win with the airborne, even though when he hits it, it doesn't even look like it affected Fallah Bahh, but it was just kind of there. Trevor Lee and Caleb Conley, for some reason, were in Hawaiian shirts and almost like goofballs in the back for some reason. Trevor Lee, I still don't know why they haven't had Trevor Lee right. At least he's not going for another X Division title, but I don't get him and Conley wearing Hawaiian shirts looking like goofballs for some reason. KM came out as he went against Bobby Lashley, which was actually a good match, to be honest. Lashley did pick up the win with the spear, so it was actually pretty good. Two big guys kind of going at each other and stuff. So I don't know. I know Bobby Lashley is a face right now, but I know people just mostly like him better as a heel, which is true, because Bobby Lashley kills it as a heel. Okay, he killed it as a heel when he was the world champion. very dominant, everything about that. I'm not sure if Bobby Lashley can be great as a face unless he has that same promo ability, because when he came off promo ability as a heel, he's very intimidating and he's believable and actually really great. Put on really great matches in the ring too when he was the World Heavyweight Champion. Bobby Lashley did win the match, and they cut to an interview in the back, and asking him, what the decision about if he wanted to stay in pro wrestling, MMA, and he said, I haven't missed a beat, and I'm gonna stay in professional wrestling and mixed martial arts, so I'm gonna do both, as he said. I'm gonna do whatever I want. And as he walked away, Eddie Edwards, was there saying, he said, what up? And Bobby Lashley just kind of walked away from him then. So I don't know what this means for Bobby Lashley. I don't even know how he left his company, because it looks like, okay, cool, he's back with wrestling again. He's doing both. He's kicking ass again. He's away from that stupid American top team, and he can be back on his own and be the great, well, he's not a heel, but, he's great on his own, okay? The guy is great on his own. He didn't never need that whole team, and I don't even want to get back into that whole story, because it was just pretty bad how that whole thing went. Next was Joseph Park talking to his grandma Jenny. I guess Chandler Park was not there. As Jimmy Jacobs, the zombie princess himself, with Congo Kong saying we wanted Abyss and we want him next week, because the princess gets what he wants. JB promoted more for WrestleCon on WrestleMania weekend in New Orleans, so we will see a lot of TNA Impact stars on the WrestleCon, which is a really big show during WrestleMania weekend. Laurel Van Ness went against Kiera Hogan, debuted Kiera Hogan. Match was there. I don't know. Did she leave too? I'm not sure. Laurel Van Ness also left the company also. I know she's the Knockouts champion, which I still find it was odd once I heard that she asked for her release when they put the belt on her. Like, that made no sense to me. Like, did we just put the title on you, now you want your release? Even I think that was kind of odd, really. But the match was okay. Allie kind of came out and distracted her. Kiera Hogan got the win. It's an upset win. But the match was okay. I'll say that. Like, wasn't as bad. Wasn't really bad, but it was okay. I'll give it that. Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed EC3 and El Patron, talking about he's the pride of Mexico, and trying to saying he is a paper champion and stuff. As EC3 talked about being a world champion and wanted to focus back on being a world champion again, as they shook hands going against Moose and Johnny Impact tonight. LAX, as great as they are, and I still didn't see no Diamante out there with them, came out, had the Mexico pouring flags, just waving flags everywhere, being the champions again. Conan, great on the mic as always, saying we back in the cut. Serious is like a late period. People were chanting LAX, they stay so damn hard because they're that blue pill of pro wrestling, as they said. You can stop a revolutionary, but you cannot stop a revolution. Orale. Conan pretty much said, giving shout out to the Latino Nation and all that, and talking about beating up them 3 hoes last week, the ovaries. And, we got our titles back, and gave a special shout out to Sami Callihan. If, he looks like a guy that just came out of a sex change, and the doctor says, we'll just leave him like that, and the crowd kind of reacted to it then. As Conan talked about this, this is a return for that whole fireball thing. Giving Sammy a proverb, we prepare for war. We at DEFCON 5 all day, every day. OVE did come out then, and pretty much faced off against LAX, as Sammy says, this is the impact zone, huh? They says we hate everything, we hate LAX, and that he does respect LAX. They brought blood, barbed wires, tables, ladders, chairs, everything, ladders, and Sami Callihan says, we don't stop this, we'll both be 6 feet under. And he says, we're going to put this in the trunk because we got bigger fish to fry. Which, I don't know any other tag teams on this show other than these two right now, which is literally have the best feud in this this whole show. And we will come back after the tag team titles and take everything, which they do technically have a rematch shot, so I'll give them that. And OVE, as they walked away, Conan said, this whole OVE thing, it's over, alright? We're done here. You don't have bigger fish to fry, because we are the whole damn tuna pop out. Next thing you know, Trevor Lee and Kev Conley beat up LAX with kendo sticks and pipes, beating the crap out until Conan and Homicide came back in. But one of the best things of the show is LAX itself, and Conan cutting promos is just great, because I don't know, him is just his shit is believable. And bringing Sami Callihan, another strong promo cutter. Come on, go look at that summit they did. That was great. All that was great. Like you could just see something coming great from it. Now it's for Trevor Lee attacking them. At least they're going for the tag titles now. But I sit there and I kind of wonder, like, do y'all got any other tag teams other than LAX and OVE? I really don't know, because the last time I saw you guys was just losing tag teams because people kept leaving the company. And I sit there and wonder, like, what other tag teams y'all got? Seriously, I want to know. Where's Laredo Kid and Garza Jr.? Garza Jr. is not hurt anymore. We know there's no Decay and other stuff, but yeah, we need some tag teams here. Like, seriously. But that was a great segment. Next was Moose and Johnny Mundo, or Moose Olive called Mundo Johnny Impact, and Johnny called EC3 and El Patron turd cutters and douchebags, very lame words, and he spoke Spanish then, calling Alberto a pendejo, and this welcome to the Ciudad de Slam Town. Yeah, see some Slam Town, folks, see some Slam Town. His promo is very weird, though. When Johnny Mundo cuts promos, they're very strange for some reason. They played a throwback moment of the week. It was a brawl with EC3 and Galloway. What's next? Eli Drake and Christian Dawson talking backstage. There was somebody that said that was here tonight, but we didn't know. Tag team match, EC3 and Alberto El Patron went against Moose and Johnny Impact, which was actually a really good match, to be honest. Very good tag match, I will say that. Moose and Impact get the win. I know Alberto does that double stomp thing, but it looks ridiculous when the guy is holding the ropes. He said he needs to go look at Andre Cien Almas. He knows how to do it by holding his opponent up, then hitting the move, instead of just having him standing sit there like a sitting duck most of it. But I did enjoy the tag match. I know some people have a problem with some of these guys. Johnny Mundo cuts bad promos, or hopefully they do something with Moose. Moose gets beat up all the time. He's supposed to be a face, and it makes no sense. Alberto is just kind of there. So yeah, EC3, we already know EC3's story, so I'm not even going to dwell on that much. I just want to know how he left the company. That's what I'm going to watch. I just think it's odd now that these segments have started. We now know he's in NXT. It's just, I don't know. It's just kind of, you got to wrap your head around this a little sometime. Eli Drake and Chris Adonis came out for the Fact of Life promos. There were some dummy sections in the crowd over there as they pretty much played clips of Eli Drake being the champion until somebody messed with the clips with Chris Adonis being in chicken soup or turkey soup. But Eli Drake said, you're a great guy, the best dressed man, the best friend I ever had, and he's the greatest man who ever lived. Eli Drake was about to say, and that's a fact of life. And next thing you know, the return of Austin Aries back in TNA, as Aries was back. People chanted, "Welcome back." They missed Austin Aries. He said he misses everyone too. He was eating a banana, and people chanted Austin Aries then very loudly also. And Drake is the greatest man who ever lived, because Aries was. And the people chanted for him. He pretty much talked about his accolades, being a longest reigning X Division champion, tag team champion, and world heavyweight champion. And Drake's shopping for clothes at the thrift stop and stuff. And he says he's winning championships around the world, which is actually true. He's been winning a lot of belts lately. You've been looking up. I know he's doing that Defiant Pro Wrestling, but I heard Austin Aries has really been racking up titles lately. And Aries issued a challenge to Drake, but Drake didn't want to do it today. as Eli Drake was going to walk away. Um, Chris Adonis in the back with the title, which began the match right now. So Eli Drake went against Austin Aries for the title. Eli Drake tried to get a pin for some reason, which I don't know how this is a title match right now. And Drake yelled at the referee as Aries pretty much dodged Drake and pretty much hit Adonis with a forearm. Aries hit a drop kick into the turnbuckle. Brainbust, the new world heavyweight TNA heavyweight champion, Austin Aries. So very kind of weird debut. I wouldn't say debut, but return, and is literally the champion as soon as he stepped back in his company. And, I like Eli Drake, but they have not booked Eli Drake as a very good champion. And they kind of booked him weak. If you look at the last creative regime, and hopefully they can do something better with Eli Drake and book him accordingly and make him look like a credible heel. Listen, I was happy when Eli Drake won the championship, but it's like they try to make him into a pest heel so much is that they made the champion look very weak throughout this whole thing. So they really got to work with Eli Drake, and hopefully they can run around this thing with him and Austin Aries. But I know some people say Austin Aries says a miscast WWE guy, but Austin Aries was in this company for, and a very big name of this company for a while until he did go to WWE, and we all know what happened there. Even though he still had great matches with Neville, but it's still odd how they just released him, because I still don't get what they said. He said they got nothing for him. That's just really strange to me. But we will see what happens coming in the weeks of this. There was a promo clip for, they call him Cage, Brian Cage, once again, the guy from Lucha Underground. So when you look at these losses, there are losses, but there are gains also. Yes, EC3, Bobby Lashley, and I believe Bobby Lashley is rumored, and JB are gone, but there are, people that were gained, like Austin Aries and Brian Cage. Brian Cage is really great. I enjoy him in Lucha Underground. I like the guy. They call him Cage, so that's great. Austin Aries, we know his thing, but hey, he's the world champion again right now, so kind of strange, but he's the world champion, so yeah. But I'm going to go from here. I had to speak on this review and the current situation, what's going on right now in the company, so yeah. Hopefully these segments are better as we come through the many weeks of watching them. I try to stay from spoilers. I don't like to spoil myself with anything, but we'll just, I'm going to keep watching and we'll see. So I'm out of here. I will see you guys later, and peace out. Comment and subscribe.